Good morning and happy Friday. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that pre roll. Following the debate between Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson last week, in which Andrew himself revealed that Charlie allegedly texted his security the day before September 10th that they should only protect him because the left was out to get him, I was immediately very skeptical. At first, because of his refusal, outright refusal, to produce these text messages to Candace Owens when she asked in real time, only to then further embarrass himself by not being able to list a single charge that the state of Utah has levied against Tyler Robinson at this point. But also because of the way he has made a show of this whole text thing and has dragged it out for the last week. Uh, for the side that loves to blame people like Candace Owens, even people like myself, for drip feeding information, I find it rather ironic, quite frankly. In response, I've leaked some texts of my own, but I've also decided to reveal a piece of information here that I've been holding on to for over a month now. But first, allow me to provide some context. About a week after I was doxxed by the one and only Sean Campbell, and then promptly removed from my full time position with the state of Arizona as a video editor, ultimately because I was speaking out against Turning Point USA, its executives, Tyler Boyer, and more, I managed to reconnect with a fellow colleague from inside that conservative political ecosystem. Now, what transpired, you are about to hear parts of in just a few moments, but bear with me because I want to preface this first by saying a few things outright. I want to be transparent and honest. One, I am about to release a phone call in which I secretly recorded my source, and my source was a friend of mine. Again, I want to be transparent about this because it matters. This is not the norm for me, right? Like recording, even being in front of a camera. This is not the norm for me. I'm not used to any of this, let alone being a renegade James O'Keefe who still has color in his hair, right? I don't normally record my friends when we are having casual conversations. However, the information presented within this conversation, as you are soon to see, was too damning for me not to start rolling on. And while I knew this individual from the conservative political ecosystem, this individual, they themselves knew Erika Frantzve well before she or I or anyone for that matter, any of you, ever knew of Charlie Kirk. In sharing that information, I hope will help indicate why I am led to one, trust this information, and two, why I have decided to release it publicly to you all today. To put it bluntly, my source had no reason to lie, as he did not know that he was being recorded, and only found out about this recording existing a little over 12 hours ago. And yes, before you ask, I have received my source's permission to release what you are about to hear. And Arizona is a one party recording state, so I am within my legal rights to do what I did. Number two, this is not an unedited version of this call. I have, in fact, edited my source's voice, and I have edited some statements in an attempt to maintain some semblance of anonymity, while still presenting you all with true and accurate information. That, unless I am mistaken, I have not seen anywhere. This is yet to be revealed. This is breaking news, and I'll accept your apology whenever you're ready, Ian Went. In all seriousness, listen, guys, we are dealing with people who got me fired 2 weeks into speaking out. And as such, I've taken an effort to make private key details which otherwise might help the opposition, Erika Kirk, whoever, pinpoint and potentially take action and try to punish this individual. We all need to pray that such an event does not take place, right? This is America, and the American people deserve to hear the truth without the source of that truth being punished for sharing it. I mean, like, what are we doing here? Number three, while I did in fact title this video something rather explosive, I do kind of want to point something else out here. It's kind of why I did it why I titled it that way. If the things stated in this phone call are true, then it does call everything from Miss Frantzve's love of my friend Charlie to her alleged Christian faith into question. I like this. There are questions. And number four, unlike Gary Melton and Andrew Wilson, who literally handled the Bible I had never heard of before this, what I am doing right now is not an attempt at grifting. I am simply presenting information I have received to you all for the sake of the truth. You deserve to know the full picture of this individual, and I want to know the truth about what happened to the man who shaped my worldview from age 15 onwards. Right? This is everything to me. And number five, probably most importantly, have a very warm and a very based white goy summer, my fellow goyim and goonettes. Thank you so much for your patience for listening to me, and please enjoy the show.
video and then a bunch of other stuff. She was trying to get in the Hollywood scene, but like couldn't really break through. And with the modeling, she got way more gigs because she some loves the part. And then she was a casting director and tried to get me on like the Love Island show back in 2000. And I told her I was dating someone at the time because I was trying to act too. She's like, I can get you off a show. And I'm like, I'm dating someone, so I don't know if I could do that show, because all those people try to hook up and like, find someone they want to be with. She literally told me, I'll never forget it, was just like, oh no, like all these people, they like hook up and get together and then like they get married for the show, but then you could always divorce them. You always just divorce them. And I thought she was just f***ing around with me, but she was like dead serious, and I'm like, that's weird. Like, that's a pretty weird, like, position to hold as a human being. Like, oh yeah, it's totally fine. Just go, like, around on this show and then, like, get married and divorce somebody for fame. Super strange, dude.
So, like, what was this acting? So, like, who's this guy? What? Like, what?
Oh, he was just like the head of the department. He was the head of that John Casablancas. They're they're an agency, but they're all over the world. Or they're all over in North America. Well, that's what we were part of, is John Casablancas. And then that's basically, I think that's where she got her A start in the modeling acting world.
Damn. So, because obviously, is that how like she got connected to the Trump modeling shit?
It's hard to say, because, like, everyone jumps ship, like, with the agencies and the modeling stuff. They're always, if you're in, other agencies are always trying to, like, pull you into theirs, and get you to jump ship. Because, they each take 10-15% of whatever their talent makes. I just know we were in for a convention, with True John Casablancas, and then at the convention, it's an expo, they have all the top managers there. So the goal is to get, like, picked up by Elite, which is the top modeling agency in Miami, and they do all Italy stuff, the runway. But she's not tall, so she can never do, like, the full runway stuff, but she can do commercial stuff, so, like, I think she might have got picked up there and by somebody. Doing, like, Macy's commercials and all of this other stuff where she flew around and did all these.
Well, yeah, I mean I've seen some of these weird commercials. There's that Kanye video that leaked. There's this other one where she's like doing a milk ad, and so I've been trying to trace where what that connection is, because like when you look up her background, it says she was raised Catholic. She attended Notre Dame, where she played basketball, earning the and it's like there's nothing mentioned about this acting school. It talks about she established Everyday Heroes Like You, a 501c3. She played basketball in Regis University in Denver, but there's no mention of this acting school.
Yeah, I mean, it's you pay to go in the school, and then you show up like once a week for a few months. So it's nothing like huge school-wise, but it is like, she did go through it, because that's how I met her. So, yeah, John Casablancas, she was involved in. And then, she bounced around celebrity. She was at Regis. She was at La Jolla Marymount in California. And she did online school at Arizona State online for a while. I think she might have graduated from that. And then she went to Liberty and got her PhD. But I mean, she bounced around from school to school. It was like crazy. And a lot of it was online when I knew her.
Wow, that's
So yeah, it's like I knew this person. I smoked weed with this person. Like,
Oh, I'm sure the Christian conservatives would love to hear that.
dude, she came to with her girlfriend, and we all went out, and like she had all these edibles, and we all did all these edibles together, and like she was just a chill, normal person who like you wanted to hang out with because she's gorgeous and also like going around the world doing cool shit. And she was like as like cool as we are right now, just like yeah, this is the truth. We're not calling bullshit. Just a normal down earth person. And then once she met Charlie, dude, I had people, yeah, that still are like, yeah, I remember when you said that, like, you were like, this doesn't make any sense that she would.
I said the same thing about Charlie. I said this doesn't make sense. And that's why I think he's been honeypotted. And it's crazy that you say the same thing about Erika.
Oh, yeah, because she only dated athletes, dude. Like, she dated Tabitha Phillips before that, briefly, and I thought that was strange. But then, she said that she broke up with him because he said that she was, like, anti-Israel at the time. He said that the Jews were not going to heaven, and that was your answer, so, like, I'm sure there was more to it, but she told me that he said the Jews aren't going to heaven, and that, like, that she realized they had, a separation of faith, morals, and that's why they broke up. I was like, okay. And then she started dating Charlie. And, I was like, I get it. I mean, he's like 6'4". He like those tall guys.
Like, he did play basketball, so, like, kind of tracks.
Yeah, but before that, it was like soccer player, baseball player, NBA player. Like, and you're just, he's influential and... But it's like, she swore she would never leave New York City. She loved it there. She'd never come back to Arizona. She hated it. She hated being here, dude. And even when they were dating, she didn't want to come back. But then...
Well, yeah, she was never around Turning Point. That's why I've been, like, so frustrated, is because, she was always off doing her own thing, which, okay, but, like, now all of a sudden you're just going to command the strongest political activism company in modern American history? That's crazy.
Yeah. So to see her go from that to this is like... Oh my God, I don't know who you are, and gee, I don't really want to know. But you spent 10 years telling people to fight and, like, break the conversation, go on the offense, because conservatives just play defense. It's literally, quote, from Charlie. You're telling everybody to do that, and then the second that this event happens, oh, shut up, listen to everybody, don't ask questions, you're a fool for asking questions. I'm like, cool, even if I'm 100% wrong, I'm gonna ask questions. Because Charlie got things wrong all the time, but he still asks questions. Like, that's why people flock to him so much, because he was intellectual, and then pressed the narrative, always. Like, and now we're just supposed to shut up like that. You guys can live your hell that you live anything, stay at Turning Point, and never grow as a human being. Like, you're gonna stay there for 10 years, like, you're not growing as a human being, you're just in the middle of this cult, and, the second you escape it, you'll see that all of your behavior has been forged by the groupthink of that whole organization, and that in the real world, reality isn't like that, and all these narratives that you guys have been playing to yourself, the real world doesn't work like that. And, it's just sad. I don't know what's going to happen after this case. It's not like anything's going to change. I guess my point is nothing will change. Is like, okay, Tyler's guilty. What's going to happen to Turning Point after that? And then, okay, he's not guilty. What's going to happen after that? I mean, they've already shown their cards. Turning Point has. So if you're still going to follow them, regardless of what happens afterwards, it's just like Daily Wire. Like, if you're going to go back to Ben Shapiro after Yuri showed us his real cards, I think, like those who can see it have already bounced, have already dipped. There's a new coalition of people like us who see the truth, and I think that coalition hopefully is stronger regardless of what happens, and there's nothing I guess my point is there's nothing that Turning Point could do to retake what's been lost, that's already been lost. Turning Point has no one to blame but themselves. if you don't like what you and I have become, we didn't become this way because we just showed up like this. We became this way because we were in an organization, we believed what they were trying to do, and then there came a point for both of us where we saw, yeah, this isn't really happening. You guys are full of like, we were on board. We wanted things to change. We wanted to help a movement. We wanted to do, we saw the vision, and when you guys aren't actually going through with the vision and you're just doing bullshit, like we're going to be disappointed, and now you've created this. Like, you created this because of your own failures. It's just like, we blame the parents for kids that go up and do atrocious things, or break out at 1 a.m. and start riots. Where are the parents at? Where are the two parents at? But then when the people who are in the organization who leave disgruntled because the vision that they were promised is nowhere near that, all of a sudden it's our problem. Like, it's taking the best people and their emotions and their hard work and their effort and their vision to actually help Americans, and it's just distorting it and exploiting it, and we tell Americans to go fight and say your piece. Like, well, not all of us can do that because we have jobs and we'll lose, like, we don't all have like $20 million in the bank where we can just all say our piece without repercussions or fight off lawsuits. And yeah, and he built an organization where when I came to it, there were so many people that disagreed with everybody, but then we were all able to still work with each other, and I thought that was fascinating. I was like, wow.
But that's what Turning Point was all about, right? And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I lost my job for it because, like, I have nothing else. Like, I met Charlie when I was 15. Again, like I said,